Here now, OutKick host Mary Katherine Ham. Mary Katherine Ham, first of all, I used to book your cars 10 years ago. So welcome to the show.
Yeah, well, you've moved up, Jesse.
I have.
I need a car for later, though.
Okay, I'll get your car for later. Don't worry about it. It'll be right there.
Thank you.
Tell me what you think's going on with Bezos. This seems like all-out war against Biden.
Well, what you're missing is that he's the right kind of billionaire, and by that I mean a sort of left-leaning one. So we don't ask any questions about his motivations.
Of course
it's
not.
Totally fine. Look, I think there are real powers at play here, and the threats that Biden has made against Amazon, I think, are relevant. But the other thing is, what's the play by Bezos? Because on one hand, he says that Biden should step down, or Ignatius says Biden should step down, but then we have Max Boot come in with the second punch that says there's no one to replace him because he specifically has and picked a very weak VP that everyone sort of acknowledges, hey, this won't work out very well. So he's really put the Democratic Party in a bind. And there are very real weaknesses that you see in this poll. Look, do I think a 10-point lead is an outlier? For sure. But they're looking at it and going, is this an indicator of things to come? And I don't think that they're wrong to be scared about that.
Do you believe that certain people in corporate America have had it with Joe Biden and they'd rather run it back with Trump?
I think there are real forces who are running up against the reality buzzsaw here, which is that they've tried for a long time to tell everybody that Biden is cogent. By the way, if you can't get LL Cool J's name right, how many times has he said it in every single song he's ever released? That's a simple
Cool
one.
J. My mom knows that.
It's in the lyrics.
Right.
Yeah. But look, they've been trying to tell you that he's cogent, that he's fine, that everything's cool. It's very obvious that that's not the case, and the American people see it, including huge numbers of Democrats. The only thing we're unified on is that Biden is too old to do another term. That's what Democrats, Republicans, and independents believe at 65 to 70+%. So congratulations to the unifier, I guess.
Right. Do you think a lot of these intelligence people, because they're crawling all over the White House, they brief the president, I mean, they know more about Joe Biden than Joe Biden knows about himself. Do you think that they see a chance that he doesn't make it, sadly? Unfortunately doesn't make it, and all of a sudden Kamala could be commander-in-chief, and that means Russia moves, that means China moves, that means the whole world makes moves, and they're not willing to take that risk?
Look, I can't say too much what's going behind the scenes. I don't have a lot of sources in the Biden White House, but I will say, look, these guys, including the Brennans and the Clappers of the world, keep getting elevated to positions where they can lie to the American people. They've done it to Congress. They've had to admit it. They did it in the Hunter Biden letter to everyone, and yet those people keep being elevated. And then they keep telling us to just believe everything and everything's fine. Well, both Biden and Kamala are problematic for the voters of America. That's very clear in polling, and they've put themselves in this position. And I do think they're getting worried about how that's going to go.
Worst decision Joe Biden ever made was tapping Kamala, because it's really put him in a pickle, and there's nowhere else to go. All right, I'll have the car ready for you in about 10 minutes, Mary Katherine Ham. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.